Hello everyone, welcome back. Severus here, coming back with part 2 of What If Deku Was Like Toji. Now, let's just get right into it. As right now, we're not gonna continue forward, but actually backward. We'll go very back, when Midoriya was still 4 years old. He, Bakugo, and two of Bakugo's friends are going in the forest to hunt some bugs. As all of them just walking, Bakugo just singing a little song while throwing explosions in the air. Midoriya by that time didn't have his little scar on his face though. As Midoriya just walking, he said, "Kachan, maybe we should head back, it's dangerous out here." As Bakugo said, "Oh come on, Deku, don't be a pussy. Don't you have a strong body for a reason? At least it will protect you, I'm sure of it." As Midoriya said, "I know, but I'm, not like the rest of you, I'm still..." As Bakugo said, "What, quirkless? Yeah, right. So how about you just stay in the back and, I will protect you. Just don't get in the way." "I told you not to come with us, but you just had to come, don't you?" As Midoriya said, I wanted to have fun, As Bakugo said, "Whatever. Let's just..." As while they are walking on top of a little, a fallen tree up of a river, Bakugo falls down accidentally. As he falls down into the river below, the two of his friends ask if he's okay. As while he's, saying that he's okay, Midoriya goes down and give him a hand to help him stand up, saying, "Are you okay, Kachan? Here, let me help you." As Bakugo looks into his hand, but he said, "I don't need your help, I'm okay." As Midoriya said, "But you must have got hurt." As, he tried to hold Bakugo's hand forcibly, but Bakugo immediately pushes Midoriya away, said, "Didn't I tell you to let me go? I'm okay." As he pushed him, making Midoriya fall in the river on his face. And when Midoriya falls on his face, the stones in the bottom of the river hurted his face. It scratched him as he, screams in pain, saying, "Ouch, my face!" As when Bakugo looks into Midoriya after standing up, he sees that Midoriya's side of his mouth has started bleeding, and it's bleeding heavily, and Midoriya's eyes are filled with tears. He's saying, "Why? I just wanted to help you." As Bakugo looks into Midoriya, for a second there he hesitates, but then he, stood up and got back all of his confidence, saying, "I told you not to help me, and look what happened to you. You're the one that got hurt." As Midoriya said, "What do you mean? I just wanted to... I didn't ask for your help. Nobody needed help from a quirkless loser like you. So stay away." As Midoriya just stand up and said, As Bakugo said, "I don't care, let's just go back and maybe we'll get you something to cover your mouth. Look what happened to you." As Midoriya said, "This is enough! I had enough of you!" As Bakugo looks into Midoriya seems very angry. With the blood still dripping from his mouth, Midoriya grabs into his face, his injury, with eyes covered with tears and anger, frustration. "I had enough of you bullying me every day. I hate you. Why do I keep following you around? You... As Midoriya just runs away, while Katsuki's saying, "Hey, where are you going?" As Midoriya said, "Away from you!" As immediately Midoriya just runs away, and Bakugo and his friends tried to catch up. At least Bakugo's friends tried, but Bakugo told them, "Leave him alone." As the two of them say, "Katsuki, we need to catch him. Maybe if he got..." As Bakugo said, "He'll gonna go far. He'll return. I'm telling you this. Deku isn't that, He's just Deku. He'll be scared and return straight to us. Let's just go." As immediately Bakugo's friend said, "But Katsuki," as Bakugo said, "Didn't you hear me? It was his fault for injuring himself. I didn't ask for help. Let's just get out of here." As Bakugo, after convincing his two friends, they ran out. While Midoriya is running in the opposite direction, he's just running and running, leaving the trail of blood from his face. At the same time, tripping and falling sometime, but just keep going before finally getting tired. sitting under a tree saying, what? I just... Why do they treat me so bad? I just wanted to be friends. Is it because I'm quirkless? Why do they always treat me like this? I'm trying to be friends. So why does he keep on hurting me? As Midoriya is crying alone for a while, and while he's crying, he hears a sound as he coming closer into the sound where it's coming from. The sound is very far, but thanks to Midoriya's enhanced hearing, he can catch it easily. He starts hearing something, and as he gets closer, the voice becomes more clearer as he hears somebody, well, kind of moaning, saying,
Mommy, help me, help me, Mommy.
As when Izuku hearing the sound coming from a little hole under a tree, Izuku looks into the hole. He just doesn't see anything, but when he put his hand inside the hole, something immediately swallows his arm, and Midoriya pulls out, and thanks to his little extra strength, even if he was a child, the whatever is, well, sucking on his arm just got pulled out of the hole too, as Midoriya is seeing a purple worm that is big but not too big. It still seems to be in a size of Midoriya, child Midoriya at that time. It's, well, swallowing his arm before Midoriya starts shaking his arm violently, saying, Get away from me! Off! Off! You! As immediately he managed to get the, well, worm out of his arm after slamming it into a tree, which made it fall. Izuku's arm is completely unharmed, however, he just has some, well, saliva on it. As Midoriya cleans his arm, saying, Ew, what the hell? As when he looks, he sees down on the ground the little worm still moaning, saying,
Help me, help me, Mommy, help me.
As Izuku looks into the worm, and when he looks closer, he just doesn't know why, but this worm feels so lonely, so empty, as if it's just, he doesn't know why, but it just feels so sad, pathetic, weak. I can kinda relate to that. As Midoriya getting closer into the worm, saying, hey, you're looking for your mommy? What kind of an animal are you? You look like a worm, but are you a quirked animal?
Hug me, hug me.
As Izuku, hearing the worm continue just repeating the same words, Izuku said, well, I mean, I heard of quirked animals. There's a hero that is a quirked animal. But you don't seem very intelligent. You want me to hug you? Okay, I'll hug you. But don't swallow me. As Midoriya touched the worm a bit, the worm starts slithering on Midoriya's body, slowly but surely wrapping itself around Midoriya. At first it felt weird, but when the worm put itself in a a very comfortable position, Izuku he just felt so warm, so cuddled. It feels so nice. This worm rests itself around Midoriya's body in such a comfortable way. It feels like a mother holding its newborn child between her arms, gently like a flower. As Midoriya feeling just the warmth of the slime, the worm just all around his body, he just couldn't help but sit down against the tree, saying, You're really comfortable. As the worm finally stops moaning the name Mommy and hug me. Midoriya doesn't know how, it also stopped vibrating, as if it's like was shaking in fear and loneliness. Izuku feel that the worm finally have taken a rest. It now feels as if the worm is, okay. As, Izuku is just having the worm around his body, it just felt so comfortable. At the same time, he remembered that his mouth is still bleeding. However, he's getting tired of running, and all that adrenaline rush and the loss of blood, he kinda just needed a moment to close his eyes. And it doesn't help that the swarm is really, really making him go to sleep. As Midoriya falls asleep on the tree while hugging his worm. After a couple of hours, Midoriya wakes up, but when he looks around, it's nighttime. As he looks, what? Huh? As he looks left and right, the forest is entirely black. The only thing that's lighting its way is the light of the moon above. As he looks at, oh, have I slept the entire day? As he starts tearing up and crying, saying, but Katsuki and the rest, like, as he starts panicking and running around, asking for help, but nobody hears him as Midoriya trips and falls. As he just getting a bit hurt, he crying, saying, I'm lost. Mom, Mom, where's my mom? As when he looks left and right, he's trying to find a way out of the forest, but then he hears noises out of the bushes. He looks into the bushes. He finds some, well, a noise from the bushes as he said, is somebody there? Hello? As when he looks to the bushes, a scene that a wolf just jumped out of it, looking into Midoriya as Izuku start crawling back, saying, wolf? As Izuku is just crying while panicking a bit, he grabs the nearest thing he has, which is a rock, and he says, stay back, stay back, as the wolf getting closer to him while Midoriya immediately threw the rock into the wolf, which hits him in his eye. However, the wolf immediately recovers shortly. As he starts getting closer into Midoriya, Midoriya starts crawling back in fear, saying, I said stay back! As the worm is still having itself around Midoriya's body, while it's also getting a bit terrified. After a while, the wolf attacks, but suddenly, a fire torch being thrown in front of the rock, blocking him from the child, as a man screams, saying, go back, foul beast! Go back! As, somebody start using a torch to scare the wolf away, as he said, I told you to go back! Go back! As the wolf starts going back, as the person that's right now protecting Midoriya pulls out a sword, as said, I will not let you harm this child. As the wolf immediately tried to attack the old man, which the old man slashes the wolf, killing it in one strike. As the wolf stays on the ground, the old man cleans his blade and looks into the child, which is a bit disgusted of the gory scene. He looks into him saying, kid, are you alright? As Midoriya feeling a bit scared, but the old man said, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not hurting you. I just saved you right now. Do you have a name? As he said, as Midoriya finally calms down a bit, as he said the name, saying, Izuku. As the old man said, Izuku. Alright, here, have some water. I thought I heard something in the forest, like a child asking for help, so I rushed in. You're lucky I came here in time. As he looks into Midoriya's face, he's seen it injured, and his injury seems to be really, really bad. It's not deep or it will kill him, but he lost quite the blood, and at the same time it may get infected because it's not being, taken care of or cleaned, and the many times he dropped and fell in the forest too. All that dirt will gonna hurt him, so he needs to hurry up and clean the injury quickly. He told Midoriya to come with him into his little cavern. It's somewhere in the forest nearby. Midoriya goes with the old man as they enter the place. The old man makes some tea, clean Midoriya's injury, and just calms him down and give him some food to eat. After a while Izuku is eating and drinking, the old man said, so, kid, what are you doing in the middle of the night in a place like this? As Midoriya, I got lost from my friend. We were hunting bugs and they they bullied me and I ran away and I'm just and I just as the old man said, "It's okay. You don't need to worry. Everything's fine now. It's already nighttime. We can't go out in the forest in this time. It's dangerous. So I'll return you tomorrow to out of this forest to your family, okay?" As Izuku said, "No, okay." As when he looked around the place, he see that the place is filled with weapons on the walls. And Midoriya also have noticed a workshop outside of the cavern, a bit closer, well, a bit close to it. I hope I'm saying cavern wrong. Is it cavern? Whatever. Let's just continue. As right now, Midoriya is just looking into the old man. He asked him, "Are you a blacksmith?" As the old man said, "Well, you seem that you have a keen eye, child. I was a blacksmith. A long time ago, my weapons were used for hero work. All heroes from around the world came to buy my legendary weapons." As Midoriya said, "Legendary weapons?" As the man said, "Well, you see, my quirk is not anything special, but it do help a blacksmith like me. My quirk allow me to grant an ability to any inanimate object I have enough faith in and have passion with. So, for example, this spoon." As he holding the spoon in his hand, saying, "I can make this spoon, give it the ability of, let's say, something like warmth. If I put this spoon right now in this tea, this cold cup of tea in front of you that apparently you don't like tea." As he starts spinning the spoon in the tea, and suddenly the tea becomes much more hotter, as if it's been boiled again. As he said, "See, that's what I can do. I can add a special attribute to any object. The more I'm passionate about the attribute and my work, the more the ability becomes stronger. However, when technology starts becoming more and more apparent in the world, it becomes much more easier to just buy a weapon that does exactly what my weapons do, but easier. Stupid people. They threw me aside just for some fancy laser guns and bullets. Find guns so redundant." As the guy just taking a sip out of his tea, as Midoriya said, "Your weapon seems cool. Is that a katana with you?" As he said, "Yes, of course. I grabbed the nearest object I could have used. After all, I couldn't run out of the forest without something to help me. For example, this katana right here. It bypasses all physical attributes and toughness and slash immediately into the soul." As Midoriya said, "The soul?" As he said, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna use it on you. I only use it for animals that might, well, be around here sometimes. You would never know what kind of a quirked animal might appear right in front of your doorsteps. Speaking of quirked animals, what is that worm on your shoulders?" As Izuku said, "Oh, this is I found it and it just wanted me to hug it, so I let it on my body. It feels very comfortable too." As the old man said, "Oh, really? What can it do?" As Midoriya said, "I don't know, it just says, 'Mommy, hug me,' and that's it." As the old man said, "Weird." As, while Izuku and the old man are talking, the worms start making some weird motions, start vibrating. As Izuku said, "Something happening?" As the old man said, "Kid, what is going on with your worm?" As Izuku said, "I don't know, it's..." As suddenly the worm spits out an entire deer. As the old man said, "What the?" As Izuku said, as the deer seems to be, well, dead. As the old man said, "How, what the, my table?" As Izuku said, "What, huh? You can, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, As the old man said, as he started touching the deer, saying, "It didn't seem to be dead from a long time." As he touching it, he said, "He's in a very good shape. Who knows, maybe this will actually be a good lunch for tomorrow. As Izuku looks into the old man, as the old man said, "Oh, don't worry about it, kid. In fact, I'm quite thankful for your little buddy. This will make a nice meal." As immediately the old man just takes the whole deer away behind to the back, basically. As after he cleaned the place, he said, "So, I guess that's what your worm does?" As Izuku said, "What does it does? It just spit out of deer. I mean, it tried to eat me when I first met it." As the old man said, "Well, that's one way to meet your friend. Can it stuff things inside its stomach?" As Midori said, maybe." As he said, "Hold on, let's try this." As he grabs a broom, as he just said, "Come on, swallow." As the worm just opens its mouth and starts swallowing it before it just swallows it whole. As the old man said, "Spit." As the worm just spit it back again after Midoriya had told it to spit. As after it just spits it out and spits some other things like some bones. As the old man said, "Seemed this thing was eating a lot. You seem that your quirked animal over here can store stuff inside its stomach." As Midori said, "Really?" As he said, "Yeah, that's very nice. And it doesn't seem to be putting the entire weight on your shoulder. I mean, that deer was heavy, believe me." As Izuku said, "Well, that's nice." As the old man said, "Well, I guess this is enough for today. You need to take a rest." As Izuku said, "Thanks, mister." As the guy said, "Don't worry about it, kid." As Midori said, "Oh, and also, your weapons look cool. I wish I could use them." As the old man said, "Really? You really appreciate my work?" As Midori said, "Yep, they look awesome." As the old man said, "Thanks, kid. I just wish that the rest of the people would see what I make here in the same light as you see it. All what I want to see from my weapons is to be used for the good of the better of this world. But look at me now, isolated myself in the middle of the forest, away from everybody's eyes. Well, I'm sorry I didn't want to drop this all on you. I mean, like a kid like you wouldn't understand. Anyway, come on, you need to go to sleep." As Midoriya sleeps on the couch, the guy gave him a pillow and something to cover him up. In the end, he take him out of the forest, and as he take him out of the forest, he immediately tells Midoriya to walk the rest out because he doesn't really like to be around other people. As Midoriya walks out of the forest, he starts running back home, eventually making his way to his home quickly. After all that, his mother taught him not to take candy from strangers. As he knocking on the door, Inko opens the door and said, "Who's there?" As she looks down to see Izuku, she said, "Izuku!" As she immediately hugs him, dropping her phone immediately, while on the other side is a voice saying, "Inko? Inko? What's going on?" As she just hugging Midoriya so strongly, but she noticed these things on Midoriya's shoulder and his whole body, which immediately made her jump back away from Midoriya, saying, "What the? Izuku, what the hell is that?" As Izuku said, "Don't worry, it's just a worm. It's not hurtful. It doesn't want to hurt me." As Inko said, "Doesn't want to hurt you? Look at it! It's hideous! Get it off of your body! Who knows what kind of disease does this thing has?" As Midoriya said, "Don't worry, Mom. It's okay. I swear, it's okay." As Inko just calms down, saying, Just please, Izuku, get it out." As Midoriya said, "No, I don't. I feel warm." As Inko said, "Izuku, okay." As she grabs her phone, she said, "Just come inside, and we can talk about this." As she first, grabs her phone, said, It's okay, Mitsuki. Izuku is back. Just, I need to report to the police that my son is back home. As Mitsuki feels, relieved, saying, "Thank God. You heard that, Katsuki?" As Katsuki, I don't care. As Mitsuki said, "Excuse me, Inka, I have to scold my stupid of a child over here." As she just closed the phone, and Inka said, "Bye." As she looks back into Midori, just holding tightly to his worm, like it's the only thing that makes him feel safe in this world. As Inko comes close to Izuku, she said, "Where were you, Izuku? You terrified me. You weren't back and I thought something would have happened to you." As Izuku said, "It's because of Bakugo." As Inko said, "Bakugo? What does he have to do with this?" As Midori said, he, he's such a, I just hate him. I don't want to meet him anymore." As she looks into his face, saying, "What happened to your face? Did Katsuki do that?" As Midori just looks away while tears in his eyes, as she said, "Okay, he gone too far this time. I'm sorry, dear, that you have to go through this. I'll make sure to, make sure that Mitsuki scold him good." As Midori said, "Why bother? Nope, he never gets in any trouble. It's only me, and it's just because he has such an amazing quirk. Well, I have nothing." As Inko said, "Don't say that, you have, well," as Midori said, "What do I have?" Mm-hmm. As Inko, "Well, I," as Midori said, "I see, I don't have anything. You can't even come up with something." As Inko said, "Well, that doesn't mean that you're not, that I will love you any less. You're still my son after all. It's really terrified me. I don't know what would have happened to you if you," as Izuku just, "Okay, I'm just angry and sad." As Inko said, "It's okay, Izuku. And can you throw this outside, please?" As she points on his worm, while Izuku said, "My worm? No, I don't want to throw it out. I want to keep it." As Inko said, "But Midoriya, Izuku is just, look at it. It's," as Midoriya said, "So what? I don't care if it looks ugly. It's warm. It's comfortable. It's make me feel very, very safe." As well, the worm starts saying,
Mommy.
as Inko, when she heard that voice, oh no, that was the sealing the deal for her. That thing is not to be anywhere near her child. As she said, "Izuku, you need to get rid of this thing immediately. What the hell is wrong with it?" As Izuku said, it just feels alone, okay? Just like me, it wants somebody to hug it." As Inko said, "Izuku, please, just," as Midori said, "Why can't I have a pet now? I can't have a quirk. I can't have friends. And now I can't even have the only thing that makes me feel comfortable. Why do you all hate me so much?" As Izuku started crying, and Inko said, "Izuku, I don't." As Midori said, "Why did I have to born with nothing? Why was I born so useless? Is that is that is that the reason why Dad left? Just because I was quirkless? Because I was pathetic, not worth raising? Do you hate me too? I just, why do you all just don't want me to have something? I just..." As he just runs away while Inko's, "Izuku, please come." As he just locks himself inside his room. Inko is very scared on her child. She starts rapidly knocking the door, saying, "Izuku, dear, please open the door. Don't do this to me. Please, just talk with me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean..." You can keep your worm. Just please don't say something like this. It doesn't have to do with your dad, I swear." Izuku, as she's tearing up a bit to herself, her son's words really were harsh. They really were painful for any mother to hear. After that, Midori just in his room, he just on his bed, cuddling his worm and just crying himself to sleep. However, in that day, since that time, Midoriya made a promise to himself that he doesn't care about anybody anymore. He'll be the strongest by himself, and he'll gonna become a hero regardless of all what other people believes, especially Katsuki. And since that day, he never called Katsuki Kachan, and he never was his punching bag anymore. A couple of years later, Midoriya made his way into the forest again to meet the same old man. The old man was surprised that the child that he met those years ago, managed to find him. However, Izuku talked to him, told him that he has a deal for him. As the old man looks into Midoriya, Izuku told him that he wanna be a hero, but to be a hero he'll need something to defend himself. And this is his deal. He'll can use his weapons as long as he make them for him, and he'll not use any other ones. Of course, what the man gets out of this is that his wish comes true to see his weapons being used for the greater good. There is no greater honor for a blacksmith than to see his weapons being used for the right thing. At least that's what Midoriya remembered the guy told him. So when the guy heard that, he immediately got excited and motivated. He opened his blacksmith that was covered with a lot of spider webs all around and dust. He tossed a towel to Midoriya and told him to help him clean the place with a broom and everything. Midoriya and the old man start, cleaning the place. And the old man start making weapons for Midoriya, even showing him some new ones. And he also find Midoriya's ideas of, abilities that he can add into those weapons very interesting. After a while, Midoriya and this man just had a very nice relationship. He trains around his, place all the time and train with these weapons all the time. And the fact that he have Tori with him, which is what he named after all, it's, a short for inventory. Not the most creative, but not the worst either. In the end, Izuku and this old man just kept doing the same thing. The old man making him a weapon. Midoriya trained on that weapon, and he started honing his martial arts skills and weapon mastery. Until this day. 5 months are left before the entrance exam of UA, and Midoriya right now is slashing around on a boulder that he managed to cut in a single strike with a katana that he grabbed. As the old man sitting on a rock in the distance, just drinking some tea and eating the cookies that Midoriya brought with him. Izuku holding the sword saying, "This is really amazing, just like you said." As the old man said, "Didn't I tell you? This weapon can cut through all physical toughness." As Midoriya said, "Yeah, it can, but I don't really know if a rock do have a soul." As the old man said, "Yes, it's more effective against living objects, or living creatures. Well, that if you want to kill somebody." As Midoriya said, "I try to avoid that as a hero, so maybe the soul split katana is not the best for, 1v1 battles." As the old man said, "Well, even so, even without its ability, you still are able to cut boulders with ease with it. I'm impressed on your power, Izuku." As Izuku said, "Yeah, thanks. Oh, by the way, is the weapon done? The one that I talked with you about?" As he said, "Oh, you mean the blade? I'm still trying to make it. It's very hard to ask me to add such a strong blessing into a weapon such as that. But of course, nothing is too good for me. You just made me even more excited. After all, this is just a challenge in my career as a blacksmith." As Midoriya said, "Happy to hear that you're still motivated." As the old man said, "You should go back into your training, and I should go back into my workshop. My hands are itching to make it. That weapon that you asked me for." As Izuku said, "Okay, I'll be here, training with the blade." As the old man said, "Alright, excuse me." As Izuku said, "Oh, and again, thanks for everything." As the old man said, "No, thanks to you. Now I can see my dream comes true." And I know that you'll make sure my dream come true. As Izuku said, right, I made a promise to you. I'll be a hero, a great hero. And with the help of your weapons, I'll make sure to give justice to everybody that I meet. I'll bring down those that hurt other peoples as a true hero. As the old man is happy to hear Midoriya's will has not broken yet, even though that he heard what happened with him from Midoriya after the meeting with All Might. Of course, Midoriya kept a couple of details out of the conversation. Anyway, Midoriya continued training with his blade. And after a while, after 5 months, the old man finally finished his final weapon. Well, not the final weapon, but the final design of the weapon. He handed it off to Midoriya. Midoriya tested a bit, and then he goes into the entrance exam area. And right now he's standing in front of UA, with the worm wrapped around his body. Still, of course he doesn't bring a bag with him. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if I had that worm, I would keep all of my books inside. As Midoriya looks into UA, he said, now it's the time to prove myself. I am going to be a hero. And this one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about this part and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.